Welcome to Lock in Your Success. We are the company that creates strategies to build wealth. This webinar reviews real-time hypothetical trades each week while analyzing market conditions with adjustments. Questions are always welcomed, asked, and answered. Before we get started, we need to go over our disclosures. Locking Your Success LLC is not a broker-dealer or financial advisor. This presentation is for educational purposes only. This information is not an offer to buy, sell, or hold securities. You shall be fully responsible for any investment decision you make, and such decisions will be based solely on your evaluation of your financial circumstances, investment objectives, risk tolerance, and liquidity needs. Please visit cboe.com to find and review the options risk disclaimer prior to placing any trades. Also, please note that these are real-time but hypothetical computer-simulated trades and results. The trades are believed to be as accurately presented as possible, however, they are not guaranteed as to accuracy and therefore live results may vary. No representation is being made that any portfolio will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those shown. Whew! Now that that's over, let's get to it. Here is your host, John Locke.
All right, welcome everybody to the Lock in Your Success Options Trading for Income Weekly Update for December 7th, 2015. If you're watching this on YouTube or some other venue, come on over to our website. That's lockinyoursuccess.com, L-O-C-K-E, inyoursuccess.com. And join our mailing list, get your free report, 7 Secrets to Becoming a Successful Trader, and sign up for this free weekly webinar. While you're there, check out our trading programs. We have the super simple spread trades. We have the M3, the bearish butterfly, the rock, the M21, APM squared, and of course there is the new Master Series class, which is out as well, and you can go for that. In this update, we cover 4 trades from our various systems. We have the bearish butterfly, we have an M3, a rock, and a V condor. We've been doing this every week for multiple years, and if you go on the website, you can see some of the past videos that we've had. Okay, so announcements. And again, this is an old announcement sheet. One of the things that I did this weekend is I spent the last 3 days down in Boston going to a Millionaire Mind Intensive. And those were 3 long but fantastic days that we had, talking about mindset and your mindset around money and becoming more successful. All stuff that information I gather both for myself and to share with you guys to make sure that you guys are successful and happy traders. So because of that, I had very little time to prepare. I didn't get until later last night, and I had very little time to prepare the whole presentation. So I apologize for not having the announcements sheet updated here. So we do have some cool things going on this week. We have a webinar on Wednesday night for premium members for goal setting, becoming successful, having a successful 2016, and other topics that Sherry's putting together, and Sherry and I will be on for that. We have chosen Successful Trader, Options Trader of the Month, and a lot of you may know him, David Heinzen. He had tremendous progress in trading. He's been doing fantastic for the last year or so. And we're going to be doing his webinar on the 18th at, I'm not sure of the exact time, but it's going to be on the 18th of December. And
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay, and the 18th of December at 10 a.m. And he's going to talk about his journey and the trades that he's doing and how he's been able to actually break his goals for the year, which were very, very aggressive goals this year. And it's just been fantastic. So we'll be talking about that as well. If you missed the Financial Freedom Classroom webinar, you can go to financialfreedomclassroom.com and listen to that. That's going to be posted on the blog there. And what else do we have going on? Oh yes, we have the Hawaii dates. So for our Hawaii seminar, let me see if I can kind of drag that up here. So we finally finalized everything with the hotel. Sherry did, actually, after months of work trying to get contracts together and find the right place and all kinds of stuff. Lots of work there. But we're doing it. It's a four-day event. It's going to be 4 half days. We're planning on doing some stuff in the afternoon, optional stuff if you'd like to with the group, but we're going to be dealing with trading stuff in the morning. The topic is going to be Trading Triangle Live. Now, this is a fantastic topic, and some people underestimate this. And what the trading triangle is about, it's about trading systems, about trading psychology, and the trading business. So we try and hit all sides of that. Some people ask me, why, I don't know, for those of you who may have known me for a long time, you probably know I started trading in 2006. I started with Invest Tools. I went on to Sheridan Mentoring. I've also had Optionetics, and I've taken day trading classes and swing trading classes and all kinds of stuff, technical analysis stuff. And through that process, I've met a lot of people. Back in the 2006, 2007, 2005 time frame, I met an awful lot of people, and I kind of lose touch with them, a lot of them after, through the years. And here we are 10 years later. Not quite 10 years, but close to 10 years later, 8 or 9 years later. And I'll often get a call from one of them or email, and they'll say, "Hey, John, remember me? I met you back in, back at this meeting, 7 years ago, and we were just kind of starting out, and we were both traders, and boy, I noticed that you have this trading company, and you're trading professionally on a desk, and you train professional traders, and you have all this money in the market, and you're doing fantastic." He said, but I'm just not getting anywhere, right? And the people, they just say, well, you talk to them, how you doing? Well, I'm pretty much doing the same thing. What are you trading now? Well, I tried this, and I tried that, and I tried the other thing, and nothing works, and now I'm doing this, and I'm pretty much where I was, 8 or 9 years ago. And and the question that comes to me is why? Why is it that someone like me, right, someone who came into this business knowing absolutely nothing about trading? I mean, I really didn't even know what a stock was when I first signed up for this whole change in life that ended up happening, right? I didn't even know what a stock was. I wasn't rich. We had some money, but we certainly didn't have a lot of money. I'm high school education. I'm not a college PhD or anything like that, right? How does someone like me come in here and do that well that quickly? And it has nothing to do with the trading system or learning more and more about trading. Yes, you have to learn about trading. You have to learn the mechanics around trading. Definitely has to be done, but that's not what makes you successful. In other words, if I want to be a race car driver, I can't just buy a Formula One racer and jump in it and be a race car driver. And that's what people are looking for. They're looking for this trading system that's going to be fantastically successful, and they're expecting just to jump in and just their whole life is going to change. It's going to be wonderful. And that might happen if you happen to hit the right trading system. It may happen for a short period of time, but without this other part that we're talking about, which is the psychology and the business end of trading, you're not going to be successful for long. You need to have a mindset. One of the things that I did in self-development when I was there is going to things like the seminar I went to last weekend, is do a lot of self-development. We did, working with NLP scientists and hypnotic sciences and other self-improvement gurus and sciences as well, and literally had a transformation of the way that I think and the way that I do things and what I take action on, what I don't take action on. This is what a lot of this program is going to be about. We are going to have trading systems. We're going to have some examples from some students. We're going to have some new stuff with trading and the mechanics of trading. It's going to be great. But we're also going to have the other half, or actually the other 3/4 of what you have to know in order to transform your trading and come on and be just tremendously successful in a short amount of time, and that is the psychology. And we're not talking about the psychology that most people tell you, think positive, and all that other kind of garbage that's out there. This is talking about real transformation. And you'll find when you do this type of transformation, it's not just going to be in your trading. It's going to leak over into other parts of your life, because really what trading does, trading is a very high stress, emotional type of thing, and what trading does is it amplifies whatever's in your life. So if you're somebody who feels you don't deserve to be rich, or you're somebody who feels not confident or scared or whatever, when you start trading, that amplifies that. And no matter how good whatever trading system you happen to be trading is, you're not going to do well, at least not long term, because at some point, like I said, trading amplifies that. You're going to dig it up, and you're just not going to do as well as you could. And even if you're doing well, you could do a whole lot better. So my idea behind this week, or these 4 half days that we're going to be spending together in Hawaii, is for a transformational experience with you guys in trading and your life and your happiness, stuff like that. So hopefully you consider joining this, because it's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, we're going to be there to have a good time. If you went to the 8 p.m. Squared course, you know we had a good time. So, question: my Trading Triangle book, I've been so darn busy putting a lot of the stuff together. I haven't actually been able to get a whole lot done with that. Therefore, what's going to happen is it's going to be delayed a little bit, but hopefully it should be out next year. It should be out sometime next year, probably towards the end of the year. All right, so that's what's going on with Hawaii. I just really want to let you guys know that it's going to be a magical event down there. And if you're interested in transforming your life, if that's something that you'd like to do and get much better with your trading, then please look into that and sign up for that.
John, before you leave that page, can you click that link? So, because the details for yes, that one, and that'll take them to the details of the event.
Okay, right. So here's just some of the bullet points. I'll write something up more about what's going on in there, but this is just some quick bullet points we put together to start with. And
if you scroll down a little bit more, there you go.
Right, we've got the pricing, we have the days, we have, depending on what level member you are and stuff like that. If you're a Trading Triangle person now, let me know. We have special discounts for you as well. So that's what we have. All right. And we're also going to be talking to some people about maybe doing some presentations there too. All right, so that is that. Let's go forward here. We have the market. I was saying last week that if the market went down, it was going to probably right down to 1170 and probably going to reverse there. That is pretty much what happened. I actually got an email, and thanks for the email, Gary, just saying, hey, you nailed it. Why did you pick 1170? Well, I picked 1170 because realistically it's right on this trend line. And I didn't think it would actually happen this fast. I thought it might take a couple of days. That was a bit of an aggressive down move, but I figured it would zone into this trend line around 1170. Of course, now we had a bounce at 1170, which it was pretty much expected. What we have here with the bounce, we are concerned with how far it bounces relative to the candle in front of it, because typically it's normal for us to come down to a support area, have a 50% bounce, and then reverse and continue down. This is slightly more than 50%, which makes it a little bit ambiguous, as they say. If you look at our other indices, we actually had huge bounce relative to the down day. So the SPX come down here right to its support level again, right? This is just regular technical charting. This is acting quite normal. It came down right to a support level and had a large bounce. This is what we call a bullish engulfing pattern at a support level on a support level, and that tends to be very bullish. I believe we had the same thing happen, and again, I hadn't really checked the market since Friday because I've been so busy, so I'm kind of looking at this at the first time. We had a bullish engulfing pattern here on the NDX, which arguably may or may not be at a support level. We had a Dow. I think we had a bullish engulfing on the Dow also. So, well, apparently that's not coming up. I wonder if they changed the symbol on me. Anyway, we'll move on because we'll work that out later. So those patterns tend to be bullish. Therefore, we're likely to, looking at those three other indices, we're likely to run higher. The Russell is kind of ambiguous as far as where it might go. So that being said, the evidence is put towards pushing higher. If we do push higher, where's the Russell going to go? The Russell's only going to go as high as the SPX goes. If the SPX goes up, it's probably going to roll over at 2130. So I'd be looking at seeing where the Russell might be at 2130 here and probably call that the reversal point and that's likely going to be back up in the 1200, 1210 area. In other words, I think we're probably just going to stay in a fairly tight range here. So, and actually I hope we do, because coming into December, that will be nice for most of us going forward. So I don't think we're going to break down necessarily. We could, but if we break this trend line, we'll probably go into 1140. If we, and that would be breaking the lows of this previous dropout. And if we run higher, we're probably going to be in the 1210 area. So let's look at what we got going on for trades here. We had a December bearish butterfly. If you remember, I think last week I told you I probably would have pulled out of this. I probably would have pulled out of this the week before we hit 21 days to expiration. We're up around $6,000. Here we're only up $620. As of Tuesday, we had another up move, right? We are in expiration guidelines, so we're not, like I said, I tend to gradually, if you look at the program, we tell you we gradually shift into guidelines for expiration guidelines. That being the case, my maximum delta intraday is minus 500. I'm kind of pushing that level. So I came in here and I actually added 5 butterflies up here at 1220. That put us down, not to 250, but down to around closer to minus 400. Gives us a little bit of theta lift in front of the position here should the market continue higher and stuff like that. But if, last week I was telling you, last Monday, I said, hey, realistically, would I add this, considering the charting, would I add anything above the market? And my answer was no. And also considering the charting, I told you I wouldn't even have pulled the 1160s off. But, like I said, we're just following the guidelines in the program as closely as we can, so that required pulling the 1160s. And realistically, it required at least cutting the delta down some here at the 1220 level. So I went ahead and I did that. Now, that was till Thursday, right? Thursday was our big down day, right? And then if I take off the trades, again, I'm pushing my 500 delta to the downside here, and I'm a little bit more concerned to the downside as well. We don't know if this is going to continue to fall, right? If you remember, I said I thought the market was going to, my plan was for the market to bounce at 1170. If I'm taking into consideration technicals, I'm not pulling these 1220s off, but again, according to the guidelines, I would pull the 1220s off. So we pulled the 1220s off and went into this position here, looking like this. And then Friday, of course, we got our bounce. No surprise there. And this is up almost to $5,000. Again, common sense tells us it wouldn't be a bad idea to pull this trade Friday at very close to our lowered profit levels, because there's nothing magic about a $5,000 number, right? Makes sense to pull it down. But that said, by the guidelines, we're not there, so I'm still in this position here. So that is how the bearish butterfly went. If we look at our M3 trade here, before I do, I'll show the T-log. All right, I was just adding in the 1220s, pulling off the 1220s. Let's go to a December M3 trade. All right, so this is what we looked like as of Monday. Now, I'm not sure how I got into this position. The little positive delta, I think it has to do with the craziness going on with the option view model right now. Little overhedge to the upside, plus we know that this is actually acting more positive delta. If I actually take this and put this in the other model, I'm actually positive 67 delta, right? I'm over my maximum positive delta. So that's one model. That's the other. Normally I'm going to be averaging these a little bit and coming up with something a little bit in between there. So realistically, I'm way too positive delta, but that's okay. I didn't do anything. Like I said, I told you I was going to follow this model, and I am following this model. So here I will go forward, I think, to Tuesday. Actually, I don't think there's anything done here till Thursday. right, because the market went up here. So that was actually a good thing for us. In addition to, again, with the technicals, we were fairly certain the market was actually coming down. We pulled back. Here's what the position looked like on Thursday prior to adjustment. We're almost plus 100 delta, which is over our maximum for an M3 trade. And this is the position we're in now. Since we're such positive delta here, we didn't really have to do any sort of a major adjustment. We just did two 1180, 1160 verticals and two 1170, 1160 verticals. And I will just show that trade here. And we brought down to 6 here and -4 here. Again, we don't usually shift our delta. We just brought it in underneath our maximum. And that gave us a position that looked like that. And then, of course, on Friday, we got a bounce. And here is that position now. So we're running -77 delta, which is near maximum, by the way. And we have a gain loss of about 1,546. And the position looks like that. So it's a healthy looking position, not up a ton of money, but it's doing fine. So that's what that looks like. Let me show the T-log for this, and I will show the whole T-log because I was asked to show the whole T-log on the bearish butterfly as well, so I'll do that quickly in a moment. So that's that T-log. Let me go to, let's see, a bearish butterfly T-log here. All right, this started out at 1140. I know we had a delta theta roll early on, and of course we had the choppiness in the market here coming into here, which moves us around a little bit. But that is the whole T-log for the bearish butterfly. What are expiration guidelines for the M3? Oh, there are no expiration guidelines per se for the M3. So the only thing, there are no special expiration guidelines for the M3, just for the bearish butterfly. Okay, so that is that particular trade. What else do we have going on here? We have bearish butterfly, M3, oh, a rock trade. So with the rock trade, it's very similar to the M3. We never had to do any conversions because we never actually had a spot where we had a Vega problem and we had to adjust it. So let me switch over to, yeah, thank you for the suggestion, Scott. Scott's just suggesting I make the window bigger instead of rolling through them, which is a good idea. I don't think of that when I'm thinking of 5 other things. So thanks for doing that. Right. So here we're in this position. We go to Tuesday. Right. Our Vega number is still good here. Our delta number is still positive. What I'm looking for to convert this into a rock trade is I'm looking for to be 10 points over and have some sort of a Vega issue, which really didn't happen here. Could I have converted it over? Yes, I could have converted it over. In other words, this is one of those gray areas. Could you convert it over? Yes. I think I talked about this last Monday, saying I'm going to avoid converting this over because I'm fairly certain the market's coming down. So that's what I did. I avoided converting it over. Tuesday, of course, we had Thursday when the market swung back the other way. This here, the rock trade in M3 mode. So there's a little difference between a rock M3 and a regular M3. We do allow a little bit more positive delta. We allow plus 100, so no need to do an adjustment there. And then Friday, we come to here. So no adjustments on that. This is what this trade currently looks like here. And that is what our position looks like. It's actually a very nice looking M3 trade on this edition here. Now let's see here. We got, that's a rock trade. This is a T-log because people might want to see that. I don't have to, yeah, I do have to expand this one. If I expand the window, that's what that trade looks like there. And last trade we have is a V-Condor, which actually did get an adjustment here. Just a question, am I running the option view beta? I am not running the option view beta. And like I said, I've been away. and I actually haven't even heard from them, and they were supposed to get me a beta version. I told him I was going to be busy, so he may not have sent it to me. If some of the students have it, I don't know. No one's told me yet. All right, so that is, like I said, that's this trade. We have a V Condor, which did get an adjustment actually. So that would be, I don't have the day, so let me just back off here to Monday. Here's our December V Condor as of Monday. Here is what our position looks like. I'm just going to zoom this out a little bit so that we can actually see this. And that's what we look like. Nice looking V Condor should the market continue to grind, right? This would be the perfect scenario for this if the market was going to just continue to grind up into this area into expiration. That would have been nice. However, we did have to make an adjustment on this. The adjustment was on the 4th, which I believe may have been Friday. So let me, yes, it was Friday. I'll tell you why that was done. So here is our current position. We have our straddle at 1150. We have a delta of positive 51. That is something that rarely happens, but it happens sometimes. We have a positive delta of 51, not because the market went down so far, but because we're up in here. And that is the trigger point to make an adjustment on this particular trade. So that being the case, we took our straddle and we moved it to get our delta down to around minus 25 or under minus 25. So I moved these up to 1200, down to 1100, brought us down to 13. If I went one strike lower, it would have brought us not quite as much as we wanted to. So I had the choice of doing the which strike to do. I ended up doing the 1200s and the 1100s. Ended up being $3,000 profit as of this point. And now we're pretty much locked in at a profit here of 29.20, which is going to be the most likely result of this trade as far as I can tell, unless the market really takes off to the upside, in which case we may make some more. But at this point, this is that's what the most likely scenario for the month is, expiring at $2,900. So that is all we have for the December trades. Now let's move to January. Not much happening in January. So we will just go to Friday here. So we have the January bearish butterfly, which happened to get no adjustments last week. And this is how it's sitting. So nice looking trade this month. If you do get a small up move to the 1200 area again and pull back again, then this is going to be a really nice trade for the month. If that's what happens as expected. We have a January M3 trade, which actually I thought the January M3 had an adjustment. Let me look at the T-log for a second. Nope, nothing there. Okay. So apparently I am mistaken. So no adjustments on the January M3 trade. This looks like up about $900, minus 44 deltas. Nice looking position here. We have let me just show the T-log for the January bearish butterfly. Started out at 1150, and I think we had a roll and an add. Had to roll and add on this position back on the 25th. So nice position there. And then, of course, last but not least is going to be a January V Condor, which again has had no adjustments. It looks like this. If I back this out, again, if the market just kind of continues to grind up, then this could be a very good month this month. We shall see. December usually does, so I wouldn't be surprised if we actually get a decent up move towards the end of the year and puts this into a nice position here. So we are not going to start the January rock trade yet because we're too far from expiration here. I guess that's about it. So that's what we have for trades. So as far as other comments here, I do 5 other things better than I could do 2 other things. We're grateful for all I do. Thank you, Casey. I appreciate that. And yes, if you could send me the beta link for OptionView, Jim, that would be great. I'm not sure how much time I'm going to be able to put into doing that, but at least we'll get a feel for how it's going. Hopefully, maybe you can, Jim, can you email me your experience with that too? Let me know what you have for what you're getting for results. That would be great. That just get me up to speed because I've been gone for a couple days. All right. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you joining me today. Yep. Sherry's got it.
Just throw one more thing in?
Yes.
Well, no, I just want to make sure that people know that this webinar won't be posted to the blog as usual. So it's going to be for premium members for a couple weeks. And then eventually it'll be posted to the blog, but for a couple weeks it will be for premium and premium plus members only.
Okay. All right. So for the first 2 weeks it's premium members only, and I'll show them where it is actually, if I can, quickly.
We will be releasing, though, the Successful Options Trader webinars to the blog probably this week and next, so that there's more stuff going on. But.
Right. That's the that would be Jaroslav's.
Right.
That would be the first one, so they're going to be delayed a few months.
Yep.
So here we are in our members site. If you go into where's it in presentations, right?
Yep.
It's going to be posted in presentations here for premium and premium plus members.
Right.
All right. So I guess that's all we have. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you, Sherry, for letting us know that. And we will talk to you next week.